Hi David. First question, do you know something about the next fight? There is some big plans for the next fight?
I'm not sure about the next fight yet. I'm going to speak to Khaled and Nissa today, and we're going to set a date hopefully for December sometime, because I'm still recovering from a surgery on my right hand. As far as opponents concerned, we haven't discussed it yet, but you know, we're stepping it up accordingly, and I think early next year we're going to be looking at a big, you know, like a 50-50 fight type of thing, you know.
But what is the plan? The European champion or a rematch with Tony Thompson?
No, I don't think a rematch with Tony Thompson would make any sense. No, I think it's time for me to forget about that. That was in the past and move on from that. Chasing rematches was my downfall, you know, so that's something I've moved on from. But yeah, I mean, the European scene could be one route we're going to take, or you know, there's big domestic fights in England and the UK. You know, there's a lot of opportunities in the UK alone to be involved in big fights and win them, and it's going to open doors for you know, massive fights. So that's probably something we're going to look at as well.
What goes wrong with these fights, two fights with Tony Thompson? First fight, it was like a lucky punch. I thought it was lucky punch, but the second fight, it looks like you have some problem with stamina.
Yeah, second fight. I mean the first fight, I think it was about as unlucky as you could be in a boxing ring. You know, it was a punch that wouldn't, you know, by rights shouldn't have hurt me, but where it caught me and it damaged my eardrum, it was a balance issue when I stood up, and that started the chain of events which led to the second fight. You know, and I built the second fight up massively in my own head and put a lot of pressure on myself, and you know, I've done an enormous amount of training with Lennox Lewis and with my own trainer Franny in the build up to the fight, and you know, eventually it wasn't enough, because I lost the fight in my head before the fight, and it was a learning experience, and despite having all that against me, I still came close to winning the fight in the second round, but you know, I gassed out, and it's led to where I am today. You know, I believe that it's led to took me to a better place as far as the team I've got around me. You know, I've got a great team around me now with Khaled and Nissa and Wilfred Sauerland, you know, heading it up, and I think I'll have a great career with them, and we'll have some great opportunities.
Okay. Eddie Hearn said that there is possibility that you can fight next year with Anthony Joshua. Do you believe that he can put Anthony Joshua to you know, in March or April?
If he thinks Anthony Joshua is ready to step it up and fight someone as dangerous as me, then you know, then I'd be happy to have the fight and take the fight, because as long as it captures the public's imagination, as long as people are interested in that fight enough to make it a big fight, then yeah, I'm all for it. But as of now, you know, the opponents that Anthony's facing are typical for someone who's had less than 10 fights, and he's doing everything asked of him. He's looking the part, and it will be a great matchup if we could get the fight on next year. I'd be more than willing.
I believe that Michael Sprott is a tough challenge for him. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, Michael could be a tough challenge, but you know, he's getting a little bit older now. Michael, he is a good fighter, but he's been knocked out a couple of times in his last few fights, and you wonder whether his resistance may be starting to go. But you know, you've got Kubrat Pulev over there. He took him 10 rounds, I think. Took Elenius 10 rounds. So by rights, it's a good test for Joshua in his 10th fight or something like that. You know, it will be a good test for him.
What you change in your preparation for in new corner, you know? Yeah. With new team.
Yeah, mental preparations changed completely. You know, I feel like I'm matured mentally, physically. I was never doing anything wrong physically as far as getting in shape was concerned. Being a little bit more relaxed in the ring, you know, staying more calm in high pressure situations, like a calm in the eye of the storm type of thing. Technically, working on more attention to detail, the small things, just picking up on little things. You know, I've done a lot of work in the last 12 months, which people will see, in the next couple of fights, you know, when I've got people in front of me who bring the best out of me.
Dan Rafael said that you are the best prospect in 2013, I believe. You, okay, you lost this confidence, or you still believe that you are a real big next champion?
At the time, you know, I was on a winning run and I was knocking everyone out in front of me, and you do believe, you know, because the momentum is going on, and I was like a train, like a runaway train, and I was taking everything out in front of me. So I did believe that whoever I was going to get in the ring with, I was confident that I had the ability to knock them out. But now I'm not concentrating on getting in and knocking people out. It's about setting it up, using the jab, using my advantages, and to answer the question, yeah, I do believe I can still become heavyweight champion of the world. You know, every single heavyweight in the past, you know, history tells us, barring a couple, have suffered a knockout defeat or a stoppage setback. Vladimir Klitschko, Lennox Lewis, you know, that was at world level. That was at world title level. Mine came just as I stepped into the world scene. But, you know, I believe I can come back, and that's what will define me as a fighter, and you know, I'll prove that I am a really good fighter.
How many fights you need to this, you know, level of Klitschko?
Well, to Klitschko, I'd say at least 4 more fights to that level, and they'd have to be fights that really give me the experience to be ready to go in the ring with someone like Vladimir Klitschko. At least 4 fights, but we have time. I'm 31, you know, I'm only just starting to really mature type of thing. I was a late developer, just starting to mature. 31, you know, I've got plenty of time left to do it, but I don't want to be hanging around too long treading water.
So you believe that the problem was that you knock all the people out too quick, yeah, and too fast?
Victim of my own success in a way, you know. It might have been better that I was winning on points, 1 or 2 fights, but because I was taking everyone out in quick fashion, you start believing that you can do it to everyone, but it's impossible.
If you can choose your next opponent?
My next opponent after December, I mean, I'd still love to fight Tyson Fury. I still think that's a big domestic fight in the UK, and I still think it's a fight that Fury is interested in because of the history between us. You know, it'd be a real domestic grudge match, and that's something that the fans still want to see, despite me having the setbacks that I've had. I still believe that the public would really want to see that fight. So that's the fight that I think in an ideal world, you know, that's the fight I'd have.
And the last question I have to ask about your former promoter, Frank Molyneux.
Oh yeah, Frank, yeah. Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, the first person who's asked me about it, I read it and I sent him a message and just wished him well. And I haven't heard nothing since. But good luck to him. You know, it's the year 2014, and people are entitled to live how they want to live, and you know, good luck to him. I wish him well.
Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you.